All right, everyone, welcome to the first episode of the D20 Babes live D&D show. I wanted to do a bit of intro to the game. Some of us are new to D&D, and I've been running D&D for a while, but I've never actually streamed them before, so... Oh, just 1 second here. Sorry about that. I forgot I had my volume on my TV, and so we're streaming, we're looping it on that. So basically I wanted to do a bit of an intro. You can see on the maps here that we are doing a Forgotten Realms campaign, and it is... Forgotten Realms for me is something that I go back to, way back to like Baldur's Gate. That was, for me, the first introduction to Dungeons & Dragons in my early 20s. And it's a world that I'm familiar with and I feel comfortable playing around with, so that's why I chose this one. I had considered doing a more, like my own kind of homebrew, but I just didn't have the time. And this way it's easier. I have maps already prepared and all that kind of stuff. So basically this is going to be an ongoing campaign that we're going to do with the four ladies who we'll be introducing in a few moments. As you can see on the map here, we have the Sea of Fallen Stars. If you're familiar with Forgotten Realms, it's kind of like the mid-continent. And I usually set my starting games in Damara. Damara is... I bought this second edition book years ago, and it's been this thing that I've just kind of fallen in love with. I love the setting. I love the geography. So that was where I wanted to set it. And... so that's where we decided to. We're going to start a little bit south from there. We're going to maybe eventually move our way up there. I don't have a major overall plan for the story at this point. I have some major plots that I would like to work into the story, but we're really going to let the ladies tell the story they want to tell. So we're going to be starting in Lyrabar. We actually did a test session before we did this, before we sat down tonight over a course of 2 evenings. So this is actually technically episode 2. And after I'm done this really quick chat, I'm going to load up a screen that's going to tell you the intro that I read to them for that session, and it's also going to tell you kind of where we're going with the story. And I'll also do another intro to catch you guys up with the start of the next episode, or of this episode tonight. We're starting in Lyrabar, and as you know, we have a good cast of characters. It's more an outdoorsy campaign, which I'm pretty excited about. You can see all the characters are kind of more wilderness focused. But we've got lots of really cool surprises about the characters as well. So just a really quick summary. I'll tell you a little bit about our last session, so you're ready for what we're doing tonight. I'm rolling with this new religion, or this new movement, who call themselves the Kindred Spirits. And the Kindred Spirits are this group of religious people that you could kind of call it the fantasy Alcoholics Anonymous. They basically are preaching this message of finding inner peace, and how they do that is they have this symbol. It's a triangle, and in the center is the circle, and there's the 3 points: the mind, body, and spirit. And essentially, to unite all those things, you have to find your calm center, and in the center of that circle is your animal spirit, something that is deeply within your soul. When you connect with that, you are able to put all that hurt and all that pain away. So that's going to be a main theme for the session tonight. And in the first session that we did off camera, that was what was going on. They were entering in this town. They were on the lookout for someone of that religion, and they are very secretive. People are distrusting of them, but they're growing. They're a growing movement, but they're still a little bit ostracized for their beliefs. So they try to keep it secret, and there's secret meeting places, and you have to know the secret code words. So the 2 of the characters in this group are part of this religious movement. And they're on this journey to become what are called mavens. And mavens are they're fully fledged members of the organization. And so they're on their journey for that. And that's where we're going to start tonight. They had a little bit of a journey into the woods already. And if you can see on the map, I don't know if you can actually see it, it's kind of far away, but the Grey Woods is where they are right now, and I'll do a little catch up, and you'll probably be able to figure it out just over the course of the session. That is basically what we're looking at. We plan to do this every week, and if people enjoy what we're doing, we'll probably do it every Monday night. I plan to do some pretty big things with the story, so I'm really excited about it. We are playing 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. We are playing, I guess technically 3rd edition Forgotten Realms, but I'm going to warn you, if you are a Forgotten Realms lore master, you're probably going to hate me because I'm not sticking to the lore. In fact, even if like the gods and everything, I'm probably going to be playing with a lot of that as well. It's going to be very much my own spin on things, so I hope that doesn't upset you too much. If it does, well, I guess too fucking bad. So anyway, with that said, I am going to take a really quick break. We are going to get everything set up for the game, and we will be back at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to start actually adventuring with the D20 Babes. And I hope you guys stay tuned, and we will see you all very shortly. Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a really quick update. We actually didn't have the first chunk of the story recorded. I forgot to hit the button. And so there's about 10 minutes that if you only are able to watch it on YouTube, you're going to miss about 10 minutes of the story, which I'm really sorry about. So I'm going to do a little update here about what happened in those first 10 minutes. I'm going to read the intro to you that I read to the girls. And next week, we're going to get them all to explain their characters again. So if you did catch our first episode on YouTube rather than on the live stream, then at least you'll know what the relationships are with each other, about who they're playing. But you can also find that information pretty much by watching the rest of the episode, so I'm not going to go too much into the details. So let's quickly, I'm just going to read the intro, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what happened leading up to the video, and then we'll get right to it. So this is what I read to them. You spent the evening in the quiet company of the reclusive woodsman, a man who was referred to himself as Scout and nothing else. After a few mugs of homebrew apple cider, Scout talked about his travels across all Faerun, from the deep jumbles of Chult to the far eastern reaches of the mythical Karatur. He spoke of the wonders he'd seen, but sometimes fell silent when trying to pull all the memories out, as though they were lost somewhere in the recesses of his mind. Scout graciously shared what food he had and passed around a hand-carved pipe full of rare Omnian black clove. He seemed to thoroughly enjoy Van's music, and wore a smile that revealed hidden memories as she sang of the Mulharundi beaches. It was a night to remember, under the dark canopy of the grey woods. Far away from the civilized world, rest came easy within the comforts that the eccentric druid offered. You wake from rest or trance this morning, feeling rejuvenated about the journey before you, and the fresh smell of dark coffee sets a cheerful tone. Scout has already prepared a feast for you, a bouquet of fresh forest berries and grilled vegetables. The table is set, and Scout begins to pour the steaming coffee as you gather around. So what happened here was there was a bit of conversation. The girls talked a little bit about the night before. Unfortunately, you missed a really beautiful song by Van, who had a breakfast song about eggs and bacon, which we will sadly, only the people that tuned in got to see that. But yeah, they had a conversation, and then it wasn't really much that happened in that time until Scout, who was the person hosting them at his place in the woods, looked out his window and saw somebody staggering towards his home across a bridge and then collapsed. And that really is where we took off. The Scout led the party outside, and they slowly approached this wandering man who looked really badly hurt. He had cuts on him, his clothes were all tattered, and he had a really vicious bite on his arm, which may be revealed in the episode, but you will see that as we go. So I think that's really all I needed to do to catch you up. The DM's notes probably covered what this campaign's about, so let's just hop right into it and get straight to the story. And I forgot to start recording, unfortunately, so we're going to have the first half missing a little bit, but whatever, we'll figure it out. So he's in this little section here, and he's in the kind of at the midpoint of the bridge right now. And Scout goes and he stops kind of at the right in front of the bridge on his side, calls out to him, "Hello? Sir, are you okay?" And the person doesn't move. At this point, you guys all catch up with Scout, and he's hesitant. Like, he's not crossing that bridge to that guy, and he's looking at him a little bit closer. What do you guys do as you get closer to this person as well? They're about 15 feet from you at this point. Pretty close.
I take another perception roll.
Okay.
Oh, nat 20.
Wow, okay.
I'm on it today. Must be the food.
So the thing you see immediately, above all like the tatters in his cloak and everything like that, he's got a really vicious bite on his right arm. And it's looks like the blood is all dried on it, like that wound has been there for a little while, and it's crusted over, but that's the main thing that you notice. There are cuts and stuff on him as well.
How big is the bite? Can I tell?
It's probably like the size of your hand if you were to like grab down.
Ugh, yeah.
Like, is it a human size?
Ish, but you, with that 20 that you got, you can definitely see that it was an animal that bit him. It would be like sharpened teeth that bit into him.
Would like a nature roll be able to determine what kind of animal?
Yep. Go ahead and make your nature roll.
19.
So you would guess probably a dog bite. Scout's also looking at it as well, and he looks over to you. He's like, I think that's a dog that bit him. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks very dog-like to me.
Not wolves?
It's hard to tell from here.
Could be. Yeah, we'd have to take him in. So he kind of begrudgingly steps forward a little bit and crouches down next to him. Do you guys stay back and watch what he's doing, or what are you doing at this point?
No, he's been too nice to us. So
Yeah, no,
far.
we should support
As
it.
much as I don't really care about this guy, I don't want Scout to get hurt.
Okay. So you guys all crowd around this unconscious person, and Scout, grabs him kind of by the arm and just shakes him a little bit. Sir? And he's wrong. He's kind of coming conscious a little bit. He's got this kind of like throaty, like he's got something in his throat, and he coughs, and blood splatters all over the ground, and his eyes slowly flutter open. Where am I? What happened? Where are you?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. It's all foggy. I need something. I need something to eat. Water.
Petunia, go get some food. I know you packed some in your bag.
I'm not hungry. Oh, yeah, I'm hungry.
No, not for you, for him.
Oh. And I
Just a little bit.
I just take out my bag of scraps and dump it on the ground.
Okay, so he picks up. It's like vegetables and he kind of looks
Bones.
at it. Of course, I find a vegetarian in the woods.
Oh no bones. That's right.
So he just kind of starts nibbling at it, and he sits up, and he's kind of swaying a little bit, like maybe he's almost drunk, but you don't smell anything on him that would indicate that he's drunk. Scout's just looking at you. He doesn't really know what to say at this point. The man looks at you. He looks like there's something in his eyes that are telling you something, but you can't quite figure it out. You guys can each make an insight roll to see if you can learn a little bit more about this guy.
12. Oh, I'm so bad
19.
17.
tonight. 8.
15.
Who beat 15? You, yeah. And you as well?
Yeah.
You got, okay, so 3. You didn't.
I'm so
white
bad
feet.
tonight.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you get that green dice? No, it looks like
No,
you did.
I got this one.
The good one? Oh no.
You know why? I think it's because I switched my
So
ring
he's
finger.
got this really wild look in his eyes, like they're darting a little bit, like he's been drinking a lot of coffee, but he's a little bit jittery, you know, like he's kind of doing this as he's sitting there and he's eating in his hands, or he's kind of rubbing them together a little bit, and at that point he starts to stand up and he seems like he's feeling better, stronger, and do you mind if I come in for a bit? I feel like I've been in the woods all night, and
What's
I'm
wrong
a
with
little
that?
bit cold. I just my jacket's tattered. Can I just come in and warm up by the fire?
You will eventually come in, but what happened to you in the woods?
Well, make a charm check. What would it be in this game? I'm still getting used to 5e. What is persuasion? What is...
Yeah, I think
Persuasion.
persuasion for her, yeah.
So make a persuasion check. You're just trying to calmly get him to start speaking.
Dang it. 5, 8. 10?
10.
Okay. I don't really remember. I was working and chopping down some trees, And then, I don't really remember after that. Kind of blacked out. Maybe there was something in the woods. I can't remember.
So you don't remember if you got attacked?
I don't really remember. But look, why don't we take this inside? Maybe if I have some water, get by a nice fire, my memories will come back to me.
I was really drunk last night. It might have been me.
I think if it was you, it would have been a bigger bite, though.
I don't know. She's got those pointy little teeth.
Yeah. You don't remember anything?
Not past the second barrel.
Which you drank all by yourself, I would remind you. Scout says.
They don't know how to party.
So, trying to think of like the dog-like bite.
Yeah.
Would I have any knowledge of medicine? Anything that could have?
You can make a roll on that. You can make a roll on medicine.
I don't have
As you
it
get
checked
closer.
off, but
That's fine. You can still roll and just add your.
yeah, 5.
Woo!
You're not sure. I mean,
No, you didn't.
you know that this bite is not like super fresh. That's all you know. You're not sure. Like you can't see any indication of like the skin being necrotized or anything like that. All you know is that it's an older wound.
Can I, is there a way I can roll to see if he's deceiving us? Like a deception roll?
Yeah, so that would also be an insight roll. So this would
okay.
be, yeah, go ahead, make an insight roll.
I don't know, I'm totally not I guess I'm not a trusting person. I'm like, so suspicious. Whoops. Oh, I'll try again. Oh, wow.
It's not
8.
your morning.
8.
This guy is like, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. You can trust this guy. He's like, you feel kinship with him already, you know? He's a bit beat. He's a hurt person. You need to help him.
He's like a hurt puppy.
Yeah.
Can I sniff him? And use my animal handling to see if I recognize the animal? Something that I've...
No.
That is really reaching
Feeling your
it.
animal
You
instincts.
can definitely sniff him if you want, but
Okay,
it's not going to be any benefit to you.
Okay, I'm going to use perception. I'm still going to sniff him, but I'm going to use perception to see if I notice anything.
Okay.
Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, you don't. You've already kind of seen. You got the natural 20. You saw pretty much everything you could, like on a visual take on him. You give him a sniff. Doesn't smell great.
Which I like.
He's been in the woods for a while, so probably hasn't showered for a while. So at this point, he's like, well, you know what? I feel like, it's not often you can just meet a group of friends in the woods. Well, I'm gonna head in and just kick my feet up. I'm really not feeling well, and I just need to rest and relax a little bit. And then he looks to Scout, and Scout's like, we really need to hear your story, but if you're sure that this is gonna help you tell it, then sure. Why don't you go on in, make yourself at home, and we'll just have a quick chat here while you're gone. Mm-hmm. So he nods. Oh, that sounds great. Awesome. So he heads off and goes inside. Closes the door behind him as he goes into the house. So it leaves you and Scout alone. What do you guys do?
I don't really trust this guy, but again, it's the woods does what the woods wants to do, so we can try to help him as best we can if that's what Scout wants, seeing as he's already in his house.
Okay. Scout's like, yeah, I mean, I don't recognize him. He could be like somebody new from Greywoods Village, but I haven't seen him before, and he's never come by here. So I feel kind of obligated, since he's in these woods, to help him. But I think we'd be foolish to just accept him as he is. There's something going on. I can't quite pin it down. All right, let's go in. Let's see what we can figure out about him. But I think we should just kind of keep a wide berth. I think that seems safe.
Yeah.
It's his fault for cutting down trees.
We agree.
Well, we don't know if that's actually what he's been doing, but we'll figure it out. So he leads you guys back inside, and sure enough, this person is already sitting by the fire. He's putting another log in as you guys all walk in, and he looks back, gives you a thumbs up, and sits down on the sofa next to the fire, and he's got this weird shit-eating grin on his face. And he's just kind of smiling and nodding at you. Well, ladies, come on, come and have a seat. Oh, I'm feeling better already, right by the fire.
Does he have a bag or anything? Not that I want to steal anything, just trying to check.
Make a perception roll.
Right.
Now that you're in a different environment, I'll give you another opportunity.
Please, give me a good one.
17 plus perception. 18.
So as he's sitting there, the only thing that you really notice that you didn't see before from a further distance away is that he has a little dagger belt that would store a dagger, but there's no dagger in it. So he has a pouch for a weapon, but it's not there. It's not in the actual pouch. But he seems really relaxed now. Like he seems kind of more human, I guess would be the word. He's kicked up by the fire. He's feeling really good, and he asks, "Hey, bring me a coffee. Bring me a coffee." He points to one of you.
I'm gonna bring him a glass of water instead. See if just get him hydrated. See if he feels any better.
And as Leah does that, I go on up and say, "So, you seem relaxed."
Yeah, I don't like being out in the open for too long. You know, I spend so much time there that I feel like I've been out in the woods for days. I just want to have a nice roof over my head. You know, this feels great, and I'm really thankful that you've welcomed me into your home. This is your home, correct?
No.
No.
And Scout looks at him, crosses his arms. Does this look like their home? This is my home, you son of a bitch. And he goes over to the corner and starts cleaning his pots. He's like, all right, I'm sorry. So he turns to you and drinks the water. So what brings you here? Tell me about yourselves, ladies.
I'm gonna sit down with my coffee beside him. Nice, warm, nice smelling coffee.
Okay.
Take a sip, and well, we're actually hoping to travel over to the Greywood Village nearby. You from around there?
No. Why would you think that?
It's the closest place around here. I figure if you work in these woods, then you're probably from the Greywood Village.
You wouldn't want to go there anyway.
Why do you say that?
It's a shithole. Bunch of weirdos live out there anyway. You know what? Wherever you're going, I would just go back the way you came from. These woods are a little bit crazy. I'm sure you know about the haunted elven wood. Just stay away from this area. It's probably for the best. I mean, look at me. Living proof of that. That's probably what happened to me. I thought, hey, I'll go to Greywood Village.
You don't remember?
I really don't. I don't know what happened to me.
Who's got medicine?
No one.
No one?
No.
No.
I mean, I could try. I got it.
Yeah, I feel like you would be
Yeah.
the best to attempt
Okay.
to figure out
To
what's
see
wrong
how
with
his
him.
wounds are.
Okay, yeah, well, okay, so I'm just gonna do a roll to see how his wounds are doing, see if I can help out
All
with
right.
my herbalist
Sure.
pack.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Dice is so hard to read.
Is that a 6 or a 9?
It should have a little dot.
It's a 9?
Did you want to
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
nine.
yeah, it's a 9.
We can
Okay,
give you
so
a new dice.
No,
there's
no.
a green one in that.
no
Don't
way.
take
That's
the green one.
That's the cursed one. 12. 9 plus 3 is 12.
All right, so you get a little bit closer. And do you have it checked off for your character?
No,
Is
I
that-
just have
you
my
don't?
modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take a quick look. You do notice a little bit more detail, not a lot, but there is it's like almost like a white. It would have been a foam at one point in the inside of where the bite is, but it's dried, so it looks like kind of dried saliva around the outside of the bite, and it is dried up with the blood, but you can see it crusted over top of the dark red.
Oh.
And he notices you looking at it, and he pulls down his sleeves real quick. The tattered sleeves.
As much as you can.
Yeah.
Huh. Curious.
So anyway, yeah, I would really recommend not going that direction. It's been a bad place, and you know what? I'm pretty sure those villagers, they should know better by now. These woods are haunted as fuck.
Well, then what brings you here? I mean, so if you're not from that village, where are you from?
Well, I'm from Lyra Bar originally, but I wander here and there. just a bit of a traveler myself, probably like you, it would seem, and I'd heard about some interesting things happening around this area, and I came this way, and now I'm here.
What sort of interesting things?
Heard some rumors about like a group of people that might have some insight into certain things. I don't want to talk too much about it, because it's kind of a hush-hush thing, so...
He doesn't know anything.
Anyway, he sips his water. Well, I'm feeling quite a bit better. Do you mind if I just take a nap? I'm just going to kick up my heels here and have a bit of a snooze, if you're alright with that.
Well, it's not our place. You'd have to ask Scout.
Scout looks over, just shrugs his shoulders as he cleans his pot. He's scowling. Whatever. I don't give a shit. You guys are all staying. You're welcome, by the way. So he doesn't seem to care that much, but he is keeping an eye on him. Scout doesn't trust this guy, and he's an older man, so he's probably seen a lot of shit in his time. So yeah, he hasn't said much actually as he's been cleaning in the corner. But now you guys can all make a perception check, because he's been cleaning this pot for a bit. Maybe he's actually doing something more.
15.
18.
6.
What is this?
One.
Perception?
19.
22.
So you three, you notice that, yes, he is scrubbing a pot. But he's also, while this gentleman is distracted, he grabs something from the roof and throws it into the pot and pretends he's cleaning. And he grabs another thing and throws it into the pot and pretends he's cleaning. He's been doing this for a few minutes now.
I whispered to him, "What are you doing, my friend?"
I think he has a sickness. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before in my travels. I'm going to administer this to him in a tea, and we'll see what happens.
What could happen?
I think he might be infected with lycanthropy. He may be a weird creature of some kind. Werewolves, that sort of thing.
I really like wolves.
Not these kind.
Okay, in the event that does happen, what do we do? Do we need to hold him down, put him away somewhere?
Well,
We should definitely tie him.
Well, and he
Yeah,
sleeps.
that's gonna be real.
so at this point, he's watching all four of you hunched around, Scout whispering. What's going on over there, ladies?
You still thirsty?
You guys are acting a little bit weird. What's going on?
Nothing. You said you wanted to kick your feet up a little.
We were actually deciding, because, Van Taylor, she's a musician. So
Oh,
she was
yeah.
debating what song to serenade you to sleep with.
Oh, that sounds great.
You ruined the surprise.
Sorry. Wow. Well, I would love to hear a song. What would you sing about? Have you picked?
We were just talking about that, but I can sing you a song, and why don't you tell me what would you like to hear?
I would like to hear a filthy song.
A filthy song.
Yeah, one that you might hear from sailors. It's been a while since I've heard a good old Sailor Sea chanty. So
All right.
I would like to hear something in that vein, please. And he kicks his feet up and puts a pillow behind his head.
And I say, do you guys want to get on your thing?
Okay, so Scout's got the tea, and he starts pouring it into a mug. As you walk over, he's got it, and he hands it to one of you to administer to him.
I'm just going to sing to you, my friend, the sailor song. Here it comes for you.
And I'm pouring the tea.
Okay.
Oh, the sea, oh, the sea, the dirty sea. How about that?
I mean, you took it a little bit literally. But... All right, fair enough. So he leans back. You can make a check to see if it starts to actually help him go to sleep.
18 plus performance 5.
Guitar's on.
All right, so you beautifully play this song about the dirty sea, the literal take on it, and he kind of starts he looks like he is tired, and he starts his eyes flutter a little bit. He's pretty relaxed right now. You finish pouring the tea, and then what do?
I say, oh, this will help you sleep better.
Oh.
So just take a couple sips
Oh,
before
that
you
sounds
off.
great. So he downs it. Ah, that really hit the spot, and he starts to close his eyes. Ugh. That's got a really weird aftertaste. You need to work on that, Scout. Not very good aftertaste. Maybe some berries or something in there. I don't know.
Yes, Scout.
And then he starts clutching his gut, and he leans over the side of the couch. Oh, I don't like that. You know, the song was great. Tea, not so good. Wouldn't recommend. And he falls over onto the like in between the little table by next to the sofa, face down, and you can see his he's twitching really weird, and he's like, and he's rolling around on the ground. What are you guys doing? And Scout's like, son of a bitch, I knew it.
Okay, what do we do?
What do we do, Scout?
Can we
Well,
roll him out the door? Roll him out the door.
I didn't really have a contingency plan, to be honest with you. I really was just thinking about the test.
Okay, so we know. Okay, so how do we...
You know what? Let me think about what we do in this situation. Meanwhile, he's rolling around on the ground.
Oh my god.
You
We
guys
have to
can
do
all
something.
make...
Okay,
so
we
in
have
this
to,
case,
yeah.
you can make a nature check or an arcana check. Whichever you would
I'm
prefer.
gonna go nature.
Yeah, I got 8 nature.
I've got 17 nature.
Okay.
I'll do Arcana. Oh my
19
god.
nature.
1.
Alright, so nature's a little bit more difficult. So now that you said that, you're like, oh, okay, it's a weird creature. You don't know too much about them, but for some reason there's something sticking in your head that they are weak to silvered weapons, which none of you have.
Great.
Yeah, wood and leather.
Yeah.
So
Animal skins.
you're all standing around within about 5 feet of him, and he's rolling, and you can hear these like cracking and pops in his shoulders and his back, and you can see it start to like curve around, and he's starting to like get up onto his knees. Scout's like, oh yeah, I think silver. I don't have any on me right now. Damn. I'm gonna go out into the woods. You might want to follow me. We'll maybe lock him in here until we can figure out something to do. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
sounds perfect.
All right.
Let's
So
get out of here.
he runs out the door and closes it as you guys all start to like file out. What are you guys doing as you run out?
I'm just gonna grab an arrow and ready it just in case he comes flying through that door.
Okay, so you're the last person going through the door, and you already got your bow out, and he jumps up to his feet. As his head rolls back, you can see it's this giant rodent-like face with large gnashing teeth. It's a rat creature, some kind of weird rat. And he starts running towards the door, and he's like just drool everywhere, and he's coming straight at you. And he looks pretty weakened by whatever it was that he gave him. What do you want to do? He can probably close the gap pretty quickly.
Oh shit! So he's weakened, but there's probably not anything we can do to like cure this. We have no clue, right?
Yeah, there's not enough time really to
enough,
think about
yeah.
it at this point.
Gotta kill him, man. All right. I'll just take a shot, like try to hit him in the shoulder or something.
All right.
See if we can knock him down. For now.
All right, take a shot.
Rolled a 4.
Oh,
So you quickly knock an arrow and you take a shot, and it sails over his shoulder and it smashes one of the vases on the wall, and you can hear Scout, God damn it!
no!
And the weird rat is just like scurrying along the ground, and he leaps up in the air, and he manages to close the door, and he hits it at full force, and the door cracks a little bit from the inside, and he's at the window, and he's slashing at it, and he punches through. You guys are about 10 feet back from the door, and he's smashing at it. It's probably not going to hold him for very long.
Well,
Okay.
it's been nice knowing you. I'm going to town.
Go to the village.
Deal with it, Scout.
We're out. Bye! Okay, let me see what do I have here.
So as you sit there and
Completely
unsure what to do,
Pause.
he's smashing at the door. I'm gonna see if he comes through this round or not. You hear bam, and you see the middle door. It just cracks in the center, and it shatters outwards. It doesn't break all the way through, but he's probably going to come through that door in probably 1 or 2 more punches. What do you do?
Maybe we should stand on one side of the door and chop his head off when he comes through.
I like that plan.
Who's got the longest sword?
Some random dude.
I do like rats, so.
There's no way of healing or... Hold on, let me
Probably
see.
not in this. Not healing him. No.
Can I do like a perception check to see if there's like any pointy thing around it? Well, but I already have my...
You have your weapon. Yeah, it's just not. You don't have any silvered weapons. But that's basically what you know on weird creatures. I mean, he definitely looks like a weird rat, but who knows? Like, he may be okay to attack him, or he may be completely immune to your weapons. He may just heal instantly when you slash him with unsilvered weapons. You don't know.
No, yeah.
What about
it's
chopping
kind
his
of
head
a
off?
risk.
All right, so he punches again.
I use a mind.
Bam! And it cracks even more, and you can see his face start to come through. His little weird rat face comes through the door, and he's staring at you.
Okay, I grab my wooden shield and I press it up against the door.
Okay.
To kind of shield his head off.
You can see a hand come around the side as he's grabbing at around the side of your shield, and the claws are coming like really, really close to your hand that's holding the shield.
Okay, guys, think hard, think quick. Like, I'm not the fighter in the group.
I'm gonna stand at the ready, and if his head pops through, try to
Okay.
hopefully not miss.
All right, so he's gonna punch one more time.
Can I stand beside the door so I'm right beside the door?
Yeah, you can be on the other side of the door. So you're standing back
I
a
can
little
try to
bit.
distract him if he turns my way. You can.
Yeah, and I got my long sword out, and I'm just ready.
Okay,
for
so-
the appendage to come through the door.
All right.
I got
So
my rapier.
you got your rapier.
Yeah.
You're ready.
I've got the shield. I'm
So-
just holding it.
You see his head kind of duck down from the window, and a bam! You hear another bam again, and he does. You can see his head pop up, and like he's bending his shoulder, he's snarling a bit, but you got a clear shot of his head. It's going to be a shot at a disadvantage because she's standing right at the door, and his head is like it's only a small area that you can hit, but you can take a shot if you want,
Okay.
Please don't
7.
hit me.
and then roll again because it's a disadvantage.
Right. 20.
Oh no, that's
Damn. All right, so you take a shot, and you're like, "Oh, this is gonna be a sweet shot." You can feel it. It's like, "This is it. This is the one." And it just hits the door right next to Shriela's head. Thunk, sticks in the side, misses it by a few inches. And let's see if he comes through. No, he rolls a 1.
Yeah.
He lunges and he smashes his head into the glass, like where he's already kind of smashed it away, and cuts his head a little bit. And you guys can all make a perception check when he does this.
Okay. Don't
12.
film it now.
10.
Oh my god.
13.
Perception. So 14.
It's 13, 14?
Mm-hmm.
So 14. Shriela, when he does that, you see the slice go on the side of his head, and the glass cuts him, and cuts down to the bone, actually, on his scalp. When the fur kind of toughs away, and it doesn't heal over.
Okay. So he's penetrable. At least to his head.
Yeah, we're all so mature that we can. Someone say penis.
Sorry guys, I was in battle mode, okay? Okay, so I see this, so I pull down my shield and I yell to Leah, I said, "Aim for the head."
All right.
Okay, take a shot. And so you're at regular. There's no disadvantage because she ducks down.
A 2.
Oh, dang it.
So Leah is basically just firing at the door. She's doing an amazing job of damaging the door. Don't hits on the other side. So at that point,
How many arrows?
that shot hits the door, and it actually hits where it's already fragmented and bursts. With the arrow cracks and then shatters that side of the door, and he just blasts his way through. He shoulders through and leaps straight at Shriela, and he's gonna get an attack. You guys were on either side, so I will give you. You were waiting for him to come through. You guys each get an attack on him. We're not going to do
Okay.
battle maps for this, just because it's
You don't
just
get
kind of
sneak
one
attack,
dude.
do you? No. Okay.
No, she doesn't.
No.
All right.
Oh.
I jump towards
What did you
his
roll?
neck.
She rolled a
20.
20.
Yes.
20.
Okay, what did you get, Shan?
I got it died.
All right, so you come from one side, swinging straight down with two-handed with your longsword, and you swing way too quick, like you were anticipating, but like he's not moving as fast as you thought he would. So your sword comes straight down, hits the ground in front. He leaps straight over at Shriela, and you critically hit him. You jam it through the side of his neck. You get to roll your damage, roll it twice, and add it together, and then add your
damage.
dexterity.
You get the
modifier.
rapier, right? So
Yeah, it's a rapier.
8. Yeah, that one. Was that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're like, woo!
Not 6.
That's another hard one to read.
Okay, roll it again,
3, 9.
and add your dexterity bonus.
9. Dexterity. 11.
11 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you jam it straight through his neck, and the momentum that he had as he leaped forward just it pulls it out automatically, but you hit him right through a vital spot in his neck, and he rolls along the ground, losing his footing. So I'm going to give him a disadvantage to the attack roll on you. He tries to leap back up at you. Here we go.
Oh, man. Wifey.
So you have your shield up, you said?
Yeah, I had my shield.
Okay. So he leaps and smashes straight into your shield, and he knocks you back about 5 feet. You stagger back. It is so strong, his hit. And the shield kind of shatters at the top. It's still protecting you, but it's a little bit broken.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like slashing over top of it, but he can't get to you. And he totally misses with his attack. What do you guys do? I'm going to keep this free of initiative. We'll just kind of react. So that was his action.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, who goes first? Well, how far are we from him?
He's like 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pushed
He's
Shriela back a little bit ways, like closer to Scout, who doesn't have a weapon on him. He's got his like walking stick, so he pulls that out and he's looking at him. He's got wide eyes.
I guess I'll throw a javelin.
Okay.
It's only a D6 damage, as your arrows are about
D8.
D8.
Yeah, my arrows are
You
D8.
go
You can
first.
also attack with your longsword. He's like you can.
Oh yeah,
remember-
he's in range.
Oh,
Ha.
yeah, you can
Okay,
move.
so but I have to pull my longsword out.
Yeah, well, we
It's
didn't
not
go
an
straight
action?
to it. You didn't
Okay.
roll one.
All right. Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna just jab at his side
Okay.
with my
You
longsword.
slash at him. Or...
Yeah. Wow! Can I roll that again?
Yeah.
It's right on the edge. It's right on the
I thought it
edge.
went off the side.
No, 5, 8. No, what am I saying? 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8.
Okay. So you run as fast as your little gnome legs can carry, and you slash at his side, and he ducks, like he kind of dodges to the side and turns at you and hisses this and spits kind of all over the front of you. He's got this weird smelling, like he hasn't brushed his teeth in 3 days, kind of smell to his spit, and it splatters on your face a little bit
I'm like,
as he screeches at you.
I like rat. Rat.
All right, so what are the rest of you guys doing? You're currently holding up your shield. You have an action now.
Yeah, I'm going to use my longbow. 16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so finally, Leah, you're like, okay, my friends are engaged in the battle. Okay, now it's serious. So you aim up and you take a shot, and as he jumps back away from Shriela and away from Petunia, he leaps back, and as he turns to kind of get a bit of space, you hit him right in the side of the ribs, so you can roll your damage.
Dang it.
1.
But you still get to add your dexterity to it.
4 then.
All right, so it's a grazing shot. It does hit it, like almost like it ricochets off of one of his ribs, and then she goes straight up towards it. It's cut, and he clutches and hisses again. At this point, he turns to you. What is your action? Scout actually is going to quickly, while his back is turned, he runs up behind him and tries to club him over the back of the head. And he does. He's like, I invited you into my home. Oh man, he does 8 damage to him. He crushes him in the back of the skull.
Oh, Scout!
And Scout kind of spins it around, his club around after he hits him, looking cool, and then it kind of falls out of his hand. It's like, fuck! Goes off after his quarterstaff. Van Tyler, what is your action?
I still have my rapier, so I want to attack him again in the stomach.
You can see him scampering really quickly towards you on all fours, and he's going to leap up in the air, and you attack with your rapier. Go ahead.
12. Or do you have an attack? 4. 16.
All right,
Oh.
that's a hit.
Yeah.
16?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, you stab him right through the gut as he comes at you. You lunge forward before he can get to you and stab him. Go ahead and roll your damage, just the regular damage this time.
6.
Okay, so you get him in the gut and it stops his leap. You jam him and push him straight to the ground, and he puts his foot against you, kicks off, and you can hear the of the blade as it comes out, and then he slashes at you.
Dang it.
He hits you.
No.
He slashes you with his claw. Just give me a quick second
And then
here. Make a Constitution saving throw. So this is, again, we have newer players, so we're still kind of figuring everything out a little bit. So a Constitution saving throw, if you look at your sheet, whatever is above your Constitution score, and if you have a check mark, you get next to the little diamond next to it, you get to add 2 to it. If not, then you just roll your D20 and add your Constitution.
Roll big, babe.
11 plus 1, 12.
Okay. The slash hits you. And it does 4 points of damage to you as he slashes you all the way down your arm, and it burns. It's not like a normal, like a cut, but it has this weird burning sensation, and you feel really nauseous almost immediately, and you stagger back a little bit, a few feet, and then you manage to get yourself back up again, and you shake it off, and the nausea wears off, and you feel okay again.
How much damage?
4.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh, we're gonna have a pet were-rat bard.
no.
And you're gonna be married
I'm
to
gonna be married to one. So he's still roaming around, eh?
Yeah.
God. Okay, so I pull out my mistletoe and a shamrock leaf from my
Pouch. Yeah.
and then I can grab my quarterstaff.
Yeah.
And using that, I can now use instead of using my strength, I can use my
So you're casting Shillelagh?
yes,
spell?
exactly, Shillelagh. on
Okay,
Shillelagh.
so you're casting you grab your staff and you channel the forces of nature into it, and you can see kind of vines kind of coming out of it and leaves growing on it, and it just like bonds to you, and it feels differently weighted in your hands now, and you feel much more powerful. So that's what you do. You cast the spell this round. Is that a bonus action to cast?
It's a bonus.
So you do that, and you still have an action. What do you want
And
to
I
do?
charge at his face with my staff, ready to just like.
Right. So go ahead,
Okay.
make your attack roll.
So the attack is a. So I attack with the D20.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Right,
all
for
skill
damage,
checks
right.
and attack rolls, yeah.
Right. 20.
You rolled a 20 or you got 20?
I got 19 plus
Okay.
attack bonus.
All right, so he's currently got his back to you because he's just slashed your wife, Van. And you can see the wound is really ghastly on her arm, and you see her go faint for a second. It's a little worrisome. And you just bash in the back of his fucking head. Roll your damage. And so remember, what is it based on? You're based off your wisdom now, not your strength. Is that correct? Shillelagh? I think that's what it does for you.
My spell casting ability,
Which is wisdom,
which is
yeah.
wisdom. So it's.
So you roll your dice and add your wisdom bonus to it.
Is this my 8? Yeah. Okay.
You're hitting with your quarterstaff?
Your quarterstaff is a D6,
It's a
I believe.
D6. So you use this.
Oh,
it's
right.
the damage.
Oh, the weapon's damage becomes a D8, it says.
Oh.
When I use it with a shillelagh, it becomes a D8. Yeah. Oh, it goes up.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It goes crazy.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep, the weapon's damage die becomes
There
a
you
D8.
go. You were right.
So
Yeah.
7. Yeah!
Pushing the druid.
I did it! So 10.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
That's the weapon.
That's cool.
So you bash him really hard, right where Scout hit him as well, and you can hear a crack in his skull, and it caves in a little bit, and you can see the skin and the fur separate, and you see a little bit of pink inside as he staggers forward a few feet and he falls onto his knees. He's still kind of conscious, but he's very badly hurt. What do, Petunia? Scout goes and picks up his weapon, and he's spinning it around again. He's like, yeah, I'm ready.
I take my long sword up again, and I go try to bring it down on the back of his neck.
Yeah.
And this time, 11.
I'll give you advantage, actually, because he's pretty prone right now, so re-roll again.
Oh, yes.
And add your...
Okay, so that's better. 14.
Yeah, that hits. You jam your sword straight into his back. Go ahead and make your damage roll.
All right, 1d8. 4.
Okay, so you jam it into his back, and you're standing right there as the sword comes through the front of him, and his eyes flare wide. And you put it all the way to the hilt, and then pull it out slowly. And he falls forward on one arm, and then he puts his head on his forearm, and he stops moving.
And I just pat him on the head. Sorry, rat.
Okay.
I really like that.
Heartless. Okay. Yeah. So he's. You take a quick look at him. He's definitely stopped breathing. He's dead.
Okay, so I am rushing over now to Van Tyler and looking at her wounds.
Okay.
I'm like,
Well, do we get to rest?
Yeah. Well, if you want. If you want to rest right now.
I don't know. Do we want to do that? It would save you from using your spell if you've already used one today.
I mean,
She might be doing it more because she got bit by this.
True.
well, I
We should
mean,
figure
yeah, I
out
don't
if
know
you're-
exactly.
What
Yeah.
if I turn
Contagious,
into...
gross
Can you
rat
heal
person.
her? I don't want to turn into anything weird.
I mean, I have.
I'm alive.
I don't want to be weird. I can cure wounds. Is that okay if it's even like animal wounds?
It'll heal any kind of
It just
normal
says-
wounds that they would incur, but if there is some kind of disease that she's been infected with, it's not going to work. You would need actually a more powerful spell.
Yeah, because it says no effect on undead or construct. So okay. What about?
So you can just cast a regular healing spell. You can make a medicine check.
I can do a. I don't think I have any. Okay, I'll just do a medicine check then.
Okay. So you go over to Van and grab her arm and take a look at it, and it is like that. It's 3 really deep claw marks. They go right through the muscle. It's a pretty bad wound. But go ahead and make your medicine check.
15.
So you do like a quick inspection, and you're comparing what you saw on this man creature thing. And as you look down at him, you can see his form starts to slowly change back, almost into a half kind of Cronenbergian version. Like half his face is normal and the other half is rat-like, and he looks absolutely nightmarish. But you look back at her, you're like, yeah, Jesus. And you take a look at her arm.
Don't change, or I leave you.
So you take a look at it, and it's her arm, but despite the wound, you're not seeing any of that white frothing.
Right.
But it's pretty early on right now. It could happen over time. You do what you can. You take out the components from your herbalism kit, and you tend to her as best you can, hoping to turn away any infection, regular infection that you can deal with. But if it's anything more than that, you're gonna have to just like wait and see. And Scout even comes over and he's like, "Ooh, that looks. Eesh. I'm glad that's not me."
Do you know what the silver does? Scout?
Well, I don't know why we were able to hurt him. He's able to change from human to a rat creature. I don't know. Maybe it's not what I thought it was. I've never seen. I've never heard of anyone be able to just kill a creature without some kind of powerful weapon.
So that
Who would know?
means probably magic.
Do you think someone in the village would know, Scout?
Possibly. I mean,
Well,
I
that's
haven't
right.
seen anyone from the village I haven't been there, as I told you before. I haven't been there for a few days or even a week. I usually go every week or so just to, have some company. But they haven't been here and I haven't been there, so it might be the place to go. They might know who this guy was.
Okay, let's go to the village. Bye, Spike, Scout, whatever your name is. Bye.
What about this body? You're just gonna leave it on my front door?
Yeah, good food
Nah,
for the winter.
I wouldn't eat that. No.
No, but you don't eat it.
So he starts to drag the body away down towards where that bridge is, and are you just kind of taking off? You're
Yeah.
heading out. Okay, so Petunia just puts her sword away and starts walking across the bridge back into the woods. What are you guys doing as she walks off?
Well, I guess we'll gather everything that we had and follow her.
But are you okay to go?
Yes, I'm fine. Not feeling very well, but
Did you want to use a magical healing on her? Do you want to cast your Cure Wounds spell?
I can. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Can you imagine? No.
I'm
I'll think about that. I'm gonna think about that. I was just making sure I had everything.
I need to save it in case somebody more important comes along.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this.
Okay, so this
Or I guess
is,
I can-
you just automatically do it.
Oh,
You
that's
cast
right.
The spell,
And
and
I
then
roll
I
my
think it's a
D8.
D8 plus
It is.
your
My spell casting, yeah. All right. I'm gonna heal you. 11.
All right, so the energy just pours straight into you, and like it's this almost cool tingling, like when you have like what is that Vicks Vapor Rub stuff? That's what it feels like. It goes in your arm, and it instantly cools. This as the wound stitches together, it hurts bad, but there's like this numbing agent of the magic that just covers it up, and the pain instantly goes away, and the wounds close up. You do see little lacerations though that do not go away with the healing magic. You have these 3 scars on your forearm now, which normally doesn't happen. Usually the magic cures even like any kind of scar residue, but you do have scars on your arm now.
Interesting. I don't like this.
Babe, I cured you.
So that guy, before we murdered him, he was saying something about trying to find some people who might have some information for him. Do you figure that's related to this weird gross rat thing?
I think he was just chatting.
Well, he said it was like some secret group about elves, but I've never heard of anything. Have you?
Well, I mean, aside from that weird thing you're doing, but...
Yeah, on me.
Hey, no.
No.
No, you're in it.
Oh.
It's not a group. It's like a following.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. He just said he was looking for some people, a group of people who might have some information. He's not from the village, so I don't think that these people will be from there either. But I don't know. Maybe that's our first place to check for people who would know where to go.
I think that's smart.
Okay.
Right. Somebody might know. Someone to...
Well, if we're headed there anyway, we might as well check.
Mm-hmm.
So you look over as you're having this conversation. You can see that Scout is actually kneeled next to this body that he's moved away from his home. Looks like he's in some kind of meditative state, and you can see he's mouthing something quietly close to the body, but you can't hear what he's saying from where you're standing near the house. What do you guys do?
I just say, vegetarian. He's going to eat him.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to eat a living person.
Okay.
Cannibalism, vegetarianism is the same thing.
I bow my head in a moment of silence for the lost soul.
Okay.
I move a little bit closer and I want to throw a perception to see if I can hear.
Hear what he's saying?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead, make a perception check.
The cables got crossed. 12 and 1, 13.
All right, so you get as close as you can, and he's speaking in a language you don't understand,
Yeah,
but
that's what I thought.
you know you've heard your wife speak this language before. She is speaking in Druidic. He is speaking in Druidic. You're not sure what he's saying at this point, though. He's saying it really, really quietly, and he's bowing his head a little bit. And you actually, when you get closer, you feel this. You can't see any light or anything like that, but you feel this warmth coming from around him. And there's kind of this quiet that comes over this area, just right around him in the woods. But yeah, that's all you can really notice.
Dang it.
Okay, I'm gonna walk right over because we should say bye to Scout anyway. I'm gonna head over there and see what's going on.
Okay. So you walk over to him, and his eyes open. He doesn't move his position. Kind of looks out of the corner of his eye.
Hey, sorry to interrupt what you were doing there. Whatever you were doing there. We just wanted to let you know that we're heading out. Is there anything we can help you with real quick before we go?
No, I'll handle this. This is... He passed away on my land, and it's my duty to ensure that he is peacefully sent to the other side at the very least. I can handle his body. The woods will take care of it.
I totally agree. That's pretty much my mantra. Thank you so much for setting us up. The coffee this morning was delicious.
Oh yes, actually that's imported from if you are ever in the Western Heartlands. South, Athkatla, best coffee you can find in the entire world.
Here it's a great place. I'm gonna write that down.
Alright.
Coffee, you know?
So he just nods to you and he says, I hope to see you again. Please stop by on your way back. If you are going in this direction, I hope your journey is a good one and you find what you're looking for.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scout.
All right, so he goes back to his prayers and you guys head back on the road down this hidden pathway that you are able to see as a druid and with Leah leading the way. And you get back to that main walkway. I don't know if I actually put this on the environment. Let me see here. No, didn't do it. Didn't put it up there.
Imagination time.
Yeah, all right, so you guys get back to the main path that you have followed since you left Lyravar, and it's pretty quiet, just like it was before. You still see animals here and there scampering, through the woods in the distance, and you turn back northward to head towards the village. Is there anything in particular that you guys are doing while you're traveling this narrow wagon road on your way to Greywood Village?
Well, I'm being an elf. I can see quite far, so
Yeah.
I'm routinely doing perimeter checks, making
Okay.
sure that.
So you guys are all being a little bit aware of what's going on. Why don't you guys all make perception checks as you do?
9.
20.
19.
24, but I also have a question.
Yeah.
I have something called Natural Explorer for the forest. All proficiency bonuses are doubled on intellect or wisdom saves if already proficient in that skill.
So what was that?
Whoa.
Natural Explorer
So
proficiency bonus is doubled on intellect and wisdom if already proficient in that skill.
But that's, is that saving though? Saving throws?
It's proficiency bonus.
Yeah, so if you took that skill at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you also got that as part of your, if you put it as your, when you first made your character, if you already had that checked off and then you went and did your background and you got it was listed again.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't have it selected, then you just got it.
Got
So
it.
you don't get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I just check off nature.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
So
doesn't.
it's a skill for you. That.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So what was your total roll?
23.
23. Van Tyler, what did you get? What was your roll for perception?
It was 16.
Okay.
Sorry, 17 plus 1.
9.
I got 19.
Okay. So you are pretty aware of your surroundings, especially the pair of you two, Shriala and Leah. This is your natural environment. This is what you're used to. So it takes you leave by just shortly before noon, and you start to see the sun starts to go down. And again, this is a fairly heavy woods, so it gets darker here sooner than you would if you're out in the open plains. And you can start to see in the distance the looks of like a little bit of an outcropping that goes off of the trail. It widens out a little bit, and you're pretty sure you're seeing the outer edge of Greywood Village. So let's just pop that up there.
Can I try to speak with small beasts and start chasing I'm trying to think of a small rodent that's not super scary. I don't like
Rabbits. Bunnies.
Yeah, okay. I start chasing a rabbit and then grab it,
Okay.
and then I want to speak with it.
Why is Jen's not in
Oh
the
yeah,
shot?
Jen
Just
was
one
coming
second.
over here. Yeah.
This needs to go in the back. Sorry about that.
So I can only do sounds and gestures.
Move to the top. There we go.
Ta-da.
There you go.
The Jen's gone.
So I get a sounds
So-
and gestures. So I'm just gonna be like, is it like danger? Squeak, squeak. I don't know what rabbits.
I fucking hate this ability already.
Twitch, 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 twitch. And then point towards the village and see if it
Okay, you know what? Make a.
just like how do
She's
I?
just jealous when I do it. That's
Yeah. She should.
I don't even know what this would be. Make an
Making him
insight.
work
Make
so
an
hard.
insight check.
I don't really have much in. Okay, 11.
All right, so
It thumps his back leg.
You're really just noticing something in the distance, but you think that you're talking to the bunny.
Yeah. So you the bunny is on the side of the trail, and you get close as you can to it, and it looks up at you. You're gesturing. I can't even imagine that. I don't know what you would do, but you're gesturing with little bunny hops. And
I'm shaking my
it
head.
kind of looks at you. It looks at you and gives you a weird bunny side eye.
And I'm like, I know what that means.
So what you glean from it, look as it hops away, you're reading that hop. You're thinking, what that hop, the way it's moving its bunny ass. It seems like everything is okay. That bunny has pretty much told you that these woods are amazing. Love the woods. Love being a bunny. Life is great.
Cool. Guys. Awesome.
So, can I just roll perception, see if I see any people about? Or...
Yeah, so, I mean, you guys are still quite... It's far enough in the distance that you guys wouldn't have revealed yourself at this point. You would have stopped. And, yeah, go ahead. You can make perception checks as you get closer to the village.
19.
Are we all doing?
Yeah, if you're all... Yeah, you may as well.
12.
Ooh, 8.
12.
Okay. So,
I must have been
Leah,
staring at the bunny.
you go ahead a little bit, and you take a look around, and you look into the village. I'm going to quickly go back to that again, just because I'll point some stuff out to you. So, it looks exactly like this. It's built into the trees, and you can see it is actually kind of foggy here right now, and there's this weird silence. You can see birds flying around in the trees overhead, but there's nobody walking around in the street. All the windows are closed and shuttered. And it's eerily quiet. You don't see anything in there. You wait for about 1 or 2 minutes, and you just see, just in the far edge, you can see moving through the fog. It looks like just like a dog walks across the road in the far distance and then disappears back into the fog again. And it kind of watches as it walks across.
Okay. So everything's all boarded up, shops, bars, everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, this is super creepy. So who are we supposed to be looking for here?
Kayla?
Well, yeah,
the
there's
town maiden.
Aquila.
Keela.
Aquila, yeah, she's
some
supposed
sort
to
of
be like the
mayor,
mayor in this town.
Yeah, she's kind of the figurehead, the leader.
And
Yeah.
silver. And food. And silver.
Your little
We'll look
checklist.
for silver
Food.
and food. Okay. What do you guys think? Should we just knock on the nearest door, see if anybody can help us out?
Okay, let's not veer off too far. I don't like this fog.
It's just like one main. straight
Yeah,
line.
it's one main thoroughfare, so I'll just show you the environment again. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. It's just the road, that wagon road that I told you that you've been following for a while, goes through the center of town, disappears in the distance into a fog. And you notice that the air here is much, it has a lot of moisture in it. And this wood does feel different even than when you were back at Scout's place. There's a wetness to the air that wasn't in the place that you were before.
Moist.
So I want to do a
I
perception.
hate that word! That's exactly what I thought.
I want to do a perception check and see if because I'm concerned about my wounds.
Okay.
I want to see if I go closer, if I feel anything.
Sure, you don't even have to make a roll for that.
Okay.
You would just be able to sense it. So you go closer, you pass Leo a little bit. Your wound doesn't seem to feel any different. It's been a little bit itchy since you left Scout's place, but it's fine otherwise. It doesn't hurt beyond that. It just kind of itches once in a while. And as you get closer to the town, it doesn't really do anything. Feels the same.
Okay, well, I think we should probably stay as quiet as possible, not to alert anything, seeing as we can't see very far into here. So
Do we do stealth?
yeah, I'm gonna just like gently knock on the closest door.
The closest door?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, are you stealthing or are you just going to try to present?
You guys can hide if you want, and I'll just head on. up
So
the
your guy, the three of you might
Yeah.
stay back a little bit in the woods?
We'll
Alright.
stay back and I'll stay on the back end. because I can see better.
Okay.
I'll hide in your backpack.
Okay.
Um,
You gotta stay quiet then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so-
I follow the wifey.
you can make a stealth. Do you have a backpack that you carry?
You
I
have a
have
pack.
an explorer's pack.
I'll just hang off her back.
I'm like, those are not that big.
I mean, also, are you trying to hide, or are you just literally going to be on her back, like Blaster Master style?
Blaster. I didn't want her to go by herself.
Master Blood, yeah.
Master Blaster. I don't have any ranged weapons, so I don't want to go by herself.
Okay.
So-
you're just going to hop on her back and
Yeah.
off you go?
Under your cape, Master Blaster.
You can like hide around the corner.
I don't think she wants you on her back.
And with your mouth, I don't think that it's the best idea to have you around while I'm trying to talk to a new person. No offense, Petunia.
Right.
You just have a really strong personality.
And I like rub up against you like a cat. Okay. Okay, I'll hide around the corner.
Alright,
I'll
so...
stealth. Should I stealth?
Yeah, you should stealth. You guys are staying back, so you don't need to roll,
Yeah.
but she's trying to get a bit closer.
16, 17, 18, 19. Just my modifier. 19.
19? Okay.
Okay, just
So you walk up.
quiet as possible. I'm gonna knock on the door.
Alright. So you give it a quick, a quiet rap on the door, and you're, taking in your surroundings as you get closer. It's quiet for 2 minutes as you stand there and wait, and there's no movement or anything that you can hear. Make a perception check right now.
10.
You hear creaking, sounds like feet walking on the stairs beyond the door. It creaks, 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 and then you hear the feet touch the bottom, and then it goes quiet.
Just in a hushed tone. Hello? Help?
Who's there?
My name's Leah. Just traveling through these woods, and it's super spooky around here. Is there anyone around that can help?
So you see there's obviously a glass window right in the middle of the door, about eye level, and there's a curtain there, and someone pulls the curtain aside, and it's a young man, probably in his early 20s. He's human, and a big, thick, scruffy beard. He's a heavy-set guy, and he looks around. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for Akila. Someone told me this guy Scout in the woods said to name drop him. Help?
You should probably leave. I wouldn't stick around this place.
What's going on?
Find shelter. Just get out of here. What are you doing in town?
What's going on here?
The animals, they've gone crazy.
All of the animals? Or
Any that we've come across, yes.
shit?
We've stopped operations 2 days ago. We haven't been able to get out and do any timber. We can't get anything back to Lyra Bar. We've been holed up in here. Every time we go out, goddamn animals come out and attack us. We lost 3 people last week.
Okay, thanks for the advice. You're right. I'm gonna take off.
Okay, so he closes the thing.
Okay, I'm gonna take Petunia and
All right.
slowly back towards the beginning of the
Outer edge of town.
Do you have silver?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Why not?
I don't know if that's even relevant.
Clearly hasn't been so far.
We can sell it.
Yeah, please give us your silver. We're gonna sell it.
So, you guys meet back up at the outer edge of town.
Yeah.
Alright, what do you do?
So I'm gonna explain to them the situation. Guys, this man at the door, he said that all the animals are going nuts. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like it probably has something to do with that weird rat guy.
Like the same thing's happening with them?
Who knows? But she said they're attacking people like crazy.
Oh. Okay.
I think we should try to get shelter and do some more research.
Okay, yeah, we need to find a shelter. Where should we go?
That guy's house.
Whose guy's house?
The one that we know is
We
home.
just knocked on.
The one. Wait, that guy or
The guy that Leah just talked to. We know someone's there. Let's take his house.
He won't open the door.
We can make him open the door.
Do you want to try to make him open the door? Because he's already pretty on edge. I don't think that we want to make him more hostile.
he probably won't open the door.
Where do we make a new door?
Van, you can make a perception roll while the ladies are talking.
All right. Let's see what's going on. 11, 12.
12? So while they're talking, you're a little bit creeped out by this place, and the women are having some kind of argument about silver. And this is kind of how things generally, they just kind of derail and no one can give. So you walk away a little bit. And when you look down back into the town, all the way down the road, where, as I said before, that fog is kind of moving closer into town, and you can see just a shadowed outline of a dog walking by itself slowly closer into town. It's moving down the trail closer towards you.
Guys, if the animals are going crazy and there's a dog that's just coming towards us.
Woof woof.
Okay, what direction?
From
The only
north
direction.
towards us.
So you guys, you turn, sure enough, you see that dog. When you all turn to look at it, it's about halfway into the town now. Before it was on the outer edge in the fog, and the fog has rolled into the town a little bit. And it's now at about the midway point between the outer edge of town and the opposite side if you were to pass through it. It's right in the middle, and it's sitting in it, goes down and all just squats and sits in the middle of the road and is watching you, just staring at you. And the fog is kind of roiling around it. And it's just got this dead-eyed stare as it watches you.
Can I do anything with my animal handling skills here?
Sure, you can try.
Can
What do you want to do?
Can I try asking him what he wants? Or
Would that bring him closer?
You'd have to get closer. Right
I'd
now,
have to
you're
get
on a-
closer, yeah.
You'd have to start moving towards the dog if you want to interact with it in any meaningful way.
I'm just asking for
Can I
trouble.
make a perception to see if there's any
Yeah.
open stores or inns or anywhere that could have an open
Potential
door?
shelters.
Yeah, potential shelters.
Before I go try talking to them.
10.
So you scan. You're trying to avoid this dog that's staring at you. You're just like- so you're trying to avoid it and looking around. You can see that about 2 buildings past where the dog is, like further into town, there is what would look like a temporary, like an inn, but it wouldn't necessarily be an inn because it's such a small place. But it would be a place where maybe temporary workers would stay. There's a little sign above the door, and it just has a bed with. Yeah, just hangs from above it, and it's a 2-story building, and it's all shuttered up too. But that's probably your best bet. No one would live there ordinarily.
Okay, so
Well, we'd have to get past this dog.
I just kind of like motion to you guys like at the doorway. I don't know if you guys get that.
Can I do a perception on the dog just because I see a lot of animals and communicate with them? Can
How
I
close
see?
are you? How close are you getting? Right now, you're.
He's like in the middle of the town now. Can
yeah,
I?
so you're on the outer edge of the
Okay.
town.
Can
so
I
you're-
now move in where they were, like
To the door?
to the door?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so that would put you at about 100 feet away from him.
Just to look. I'm just checking it out.
Sure.
Getting a sense of him.
All right, so you
gonna
slowly
back you
walk
up.
forward. You're gonna
Thank
go
you.
with all of you.
I think
Yeah.
we should all go
Yeah.
together.
Ooh, thanks,
All right,
guys.
so 4 of you, Wizard of Oz style, creep forward towards the edge of town. Go ahead, make your perception check.
14. Oh no, wait.
Oh, no, it's
no,
19.
that's 24.
Okay, so when you get close, within about 100 feet, you have very good vision, so you can see like the whites of its eyes now, and it has this. You immediately get the same vibes off of the dog that you did when you looked into the eyes of that man. Even though his are animal and the man's were human, but you get that same kind of unsettled feeling. And it locks eyes with you when you stare at it, and its eyes do not move off of yours.
Oh, great.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, come on. 17.
Okay. So you get this weird, like, and you
Chills.
almost start to feel afraid for a second, but you're like, okay, no, I got my friends. I'm safe. 100 feet between us, I'll be all right. So you push the fear away.
Okay. So then I go to the group and okay, guys, this dog is like that man that we met in the woods. I think he is what turned that man into that were-rat.
Okay, well, we should definitely keep a wide berth of it then.
How are we gonna get to the shelter though?
We have to go through the dog.
Yeah, but if we get attacked by that dog, if we get bitten by the dog, we're done.
Let's kill the dog.
I'm not done with
I'm
that.
not so sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, we don't know how to kill it.
Chop its head off.
Her solution to everything. I've got debts. Chop its head off.
I don't think Petunia was so wrong. Like, maybe we should try and find Silver.
Yeah, that guy.
But didn't you say that you kind of like had a quick look and everything was locked, right? Like,
You said the door is locked.
Yeah, well, I mean, I assume he locked it behind him when we left.
Maybe he did it.
Well, he never opened the door. He just
he
talked
just
through
did
window.
the curtain pull back thing.
Maybe we can punch through the window and grab his face. And then you open the door.
Face is made of silver.
So he opens up the door and it's just you holding her. Punch.
I'm not good at plans.
Okay. So this dog's intently watching us. I would say, we can try to sneak around it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go down the road. Like, you could go into the woods
can we
around
go
the back
around
end
the
of the
back?
town
Yeah.
and try to sneak down the alley. Because I'll show you again. That's not it.
That's a beautiful seashore.
So, like, this is the main entrance, but you can go, like, this is the way you would see it looking in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But we
could
can go on the backside.
go around the back side, yeah.
Yeah, or the sides. Like, it's all grown into the trees.
But don't you remember what that guy said? He said if you stick to the main roads, you'll be okay.
Yeah, but I don't think he gave any sort of indication about whether or not we'd be okay once we actually get here.
True. He did say to stay away from the whole village.
I think we should go behind the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you want to be in front, Leah, or do you want to be in the back? Because we have to
I'll
sandwich everybody.
Go from the front, you go from back, and
Okay.
then we can keep an eye out both ways because we have dark vision.
Yeah.
Hey, Leah, didn't you say you could break into houses?
Me?
Yeah, didn't you say that?
I mean, I probably could if I tried, but it's not exactly a specialty.
Maybe it was you, Ben Tyler.
Why would she know?
No,
how to
she's a
break into
musician.
houses?
She doesn't
What
I-
are you talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know what you mean.
Let's change the
Pulls out
subject.
her pipe and starts smoking.
know. Baby, that's a beautiful pipe.
It's very familiar.
Where did you get a Christmas present from a friend?
All right, so you guys are going to go around the back, and so you're going to go into the woods a little bit. You have to clamber up the side of these. It's almost like the trees come up under a bit of a small hill, and the roots go all the way through, and they've built the buildings into a mix of the dirt and the roots of the trees. So you go around and you start clambering through. Are you guys moving stealthily, or are you just going to try to get around as quickly as you can?
I think we should try to stealth.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, everyone make a stealth roll.
Nat 20.
17 as well.
Oh, wow.
17, 19.
8.
19. Like, who's the one's gonna trip and fall?
Yeah.
All right, so...
But I have
You
Mask
should
of
be
the
able
Wild.
to-
I hide in nature naturally.
Oh, is that... What does
Yeah.
it actually do?
Yeah, it does. Mask of the Wild. So any sort of foliage and stuff, I kind
Yeah.
of blend in
Okay.
naturally.
I'll give you advantage. Why don't you roll again?
This is me hiding in foliage.
I'll let you roll again. And stop
She's
doing
voguing. She's in the trees voguing.
Okay. Which one is this?
Volatile.
19.
Oh, okay.
Ta-da!
All right. So you are naturally just kind of Morpheus into the foliage, and you all go up around the side and clamber up between the trees. And you're going a little bit slower because you want to take your time and not be too loud. And eventually you get to the point where you can see the roof of that building, and you're looking, there's not really any alleyways that you can go down into, but you could go up climb up the tree a little bit and get yourself out onto the roof. That's as good as you're going to get from going around the back.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
Yep.
far as we know, this dog can't, like, jump.
Climb
Super
trees.
high.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so why don't you guys all make athletics checks to try to climb up this tree?
10.
Oh, dang.
Oh, and then we have to use our mods
14.
too.
We forget that the married couple, terrible at climbing.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Not work out.
I got 4.
Okay.
Oh, you got
That's how you met. It's like you fell into each other.
Petunia, what did you get?
I got 14.
Okay, do you want to take my rope from my explorer's pack if you make it up?
Okay, so you clamber up, no problem. You get up to climb up a tree and then leap down onto the roof. And you can easily just throw down that rope and we'll give them an advantage on their checks.
Okay.
So you roll it down. There's still a chance you
I
can
rolled
fall.
a 10 in the first place. I don't know if that made it.
Yeah, that would make it.
Okay.
Yep. So you guys are both there.
But
So you
we'll
guys
try
get
again.
to try again. You have a roll again. So you get to roll twice and take the higher of the 2 rolls.
11.
So I got 3 on that one.
Minus
Wow.
Oh, okay, so 10.
All right, let's climb this rope.
Okay,
Oh,
you
wait.
with the 10.
Yeah, 10 is what
Woo,
you
11! I made it!
Okay, all right. So very, very slowly, these two pull themselves up. It's
It's okay, you're
embarrassing.
Yeah.
One hand.
You keep sliding back down and going back
You
up.
manage to hop up on the roof. And it's a pretty narrow. It's only about 20 feet from where you are at the back edge of it to the front ledge, which would overlook the road below. There's no entrance that you can see from the roof. But yeah, where you are right now, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. I mean, you're still in these woods, and it's getting darker now. Like the sun is setting to the point where it's going to be pitch black probably within the next 15 minutes. So you're going to need to hurry.
Are we super far from the dog? Like,
You'd have to go to the edge, the far edge of the roof. So you're on the back end right now. You'd have to go across 20 feet, and then you can look down to the road below.
Let's
And
do
then
that.
let's do that.
Okay?
Okay.
So you guys all creep to the edge, and you peer over, and the dog is gone.
Dang it. Where's the
I
dog?
missed him.
Can I make a perception to see where he is?
We should just try to find shelter. Okay. No,
Go
you
ahead.
can do it. I'm like, why didn't you find shelter?
We need to find. Okay, so 13.
All right, so you take a quick scan around. You look down the road as far, like further in the direction that you haven't gone yet, and back to the other edge of town where you came in. You don't see the dog anywhere, and the fog has kind of rolled back to the outer edge of town again. And it's really, really, really quiet. What do you do?
So we're now overlooking the edge of the street.
Yeah.
Does that mean that the doorway, like
The
where
doorway's
there's
down below.
it's
You
just
have to-
right below us?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to lower yourself down to the street. And it's a 2-story building, so it's about 20 feet down.
The dog is like right there. I just know it. He's like in front of the door.
I want to check it to see if there's like a way we can go into the building that we're on top of.
All right, yeah, go ahead and make a perception roll.
15 plus 1. 16.
So you do a quick peer down. You think you could probably, if you could rig up that rope, you could lower yourself and maybe punch in through the window. Like you'd have to like go and smash in, but you could do it. You wouldn't have to go down to the road if you did it that way.
Like all at once? We just like
all 4 of us?
Girl, like,
I mean, you could. I wouldn't recommend it.
the grand entrance.
who is more athletic than me?
I would say Leah is probably the best bet.
Do you want to go, friend?
Athletics? Oh yeah, we're the minus section
Yeah.
over here.
What's your modifier?
3.
4.
Okay, you're tiny too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I might not be able to punch through the window. I just bounce off of it.
So you rig up the rope. Who's holding the rope? I mean, you can brace it against that far tree if you want to. You get tied around it so that but you're getting pretty narrow on rope at that point. Do you just want to hold it? All
No,
three of
we
you?
should all
Try
hold
it.
it. We can.
Tied around one person and then 2 people in front
Okay.
of Avalon.
All right, who's it being tied around?
Petunia.
And who's anchoring it though? Is what I mean. Is
Oh,
anyone, or are you just all gonna hold it?
Who's
She's left.
I can.
How much does your
anchor it.
character weigh?
I wrote it down. What did I write it down?
Like 35 pounds or something, right?
40 pounds.
40 pounds.
And I ate a lot of stuff at.
That's true.
I ate them out of
I
house
feel like we're
I
all
think
pretty small.
I think I would rather have you potentially ready in case something happen. In case
Oh,
something
with the-
happened
yeah.
with your bow, I can hold on to her.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you go over the edge.
Yeah, I run and
Make
jump.
make your athletics check.
Don't pull me down.
13.
All right, so you leap, and you go over the side. You swing, and you hit the window, and you crack it, but you bounce back. You can make another athletics check as you come
This time
through.
I try to go feet first. I'm like,
All
Or use your helmet.
oh no! Yeah. 4, 7.
All right, so your feet crack against the window, and you come to a complete stop. You're gonna have to make another athletics check. It's gonna be more difficult this time. though.
Dang it. Go Petunia 17.
Ooh.
All right, there you go.
21.
You kick off, you go
Back
back
up.
up in the air, and crash right through the window, and you land inside, which is completely dark. And as you land inside, you guys just kind of hear her smash and disappear around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a break.
Cool.
So thanks for coming back, everyone, and tuning into our first episode. We're having a really good time. Our nerves, I think, are gone now, so we're settling to things nicely. If you missed out on what's been happening, just a quick summary. Our two characters, Shriela and Petunia, are on a bit of a spiritual quest for the Kindred Spirits. It's an organization that they're part of, and they're trying to find themselves to become mavens, and their journey has led them to this town, the Greywood Village, which appears to be completely abandoned after having encountered some kind of weir-rat creature that they quickly dispatched and left for their friend Scout to take care of. And now they are in Greywood Village. They have infiltrated what looks like kind of a hostel, and Petunia has gone through the window and into the top floor, and that is where we left off. So you roll into the room, and it's completely dark in here. Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do.
All right, so you take a look around. It's kind of this gray, black and white vision that you have. You don't see in full color, I believe. What's changed? Do you have dark vision?
I have to,
or-
but I have 60 feet of
Okay.
dark vision. Yeah.
All right, so you roll into the room and you take a quick scan around, and this area has 4 beds in it, and you can see on the far end of the room there's a stairwell that's just an open stairwell that goes down into the main floor. There's storage chests at the end of each of the beds, and they are currently closed, and this room is completely empty.
I go to the storage chest
Okay?
and I attempt to open it.
Okay, you pop it open. It's not locked.
Okay.
You open it up, and it's got a very heavy fur blanket rolled up inside of it at the bottom, but there's nothing else in here.
So I just toss it and
Okay.
then I go to the next one.
All right, you find the same thing. This is basically the storage for the fresh blankets and pillows and such like that, but there's nothing else in this room. In fact, it's eerily quiet. What are the 3 of you doing? She's been down there for about a minute now, hasn't said a word.
We hear a giant crash and then nothing, so we're kind of freaking out up here.
I mean, I have the rope tied around me,
All
so
right.
I'm like shaking it like to signal to her
And
to
I
like
start-
let us know.
Jump
so-
going
so-
everywhere.
So as you get to the second chest and you start opening up, you kind of get stuck because you've reached the end of the rope. So you can't go any further, and you feel a jangle on the back, and you're reminded, oh yeah, your friends are waiting
So
for you.
I run back to the window and I
Petunia.
stick my head out. I'm like, nothing but stinking blankets.
But there's beds and it's safe, right?
Yeah.
Is it clear? Can we come?
Yeah.
Why are you so disappointed?
No food, no silver.
Okay, we're good. This is gonna be a great place.
All right, so you guys lower yourselves down. I'm assuming you're going to probably go last.
Yeah.
So you guys can make athletics check. The rope is... What do you do with your end of the rope?
I just untie it.
Okay.
And then I go to the window and I try to throw it back up to you guys.
So you're not going to tie it up so that they can use it to come in?
How are they gonna? You can't.
We can
Oh.
just go through the rope. Like,
Those two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, have a little faith.
thank
I
you.
can hold on to the rope and then you can tie it to somewhere so that they can use it to guide themselves in.
Okay.
And then I'll just try to climb down.
So I try to find the heaviest piece of furniture
All right, tie
and
it
then
down.
tie it down.
All right, so it's tied down. You can feel it's
yes.
taut. So why don't you both make an athletics check, and I'll give you advantage.
Ooh,
So
all
roll
right.
twice.
12.
Athletics.
Oh, wait.
So I rolled a 1 and my mod's -1, so that was a 0.
Okay, so roll again.
You just.
I gotta make it. 10.
Okay. That's what you needed. So you lower yourself down. How about Van? Did she make it?
12 in total.
12,
yeah.
okay. So you lower yourself down as well, and you get yourself into there. You can also make an athletics check.
Gonna untie the rope and toss it down.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't get to add the rope because you're the anchor on the top, right? Or did you tie it down to anything?
The closest thing is a tree,
Yeah.
right? So would that leave enough rope?
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna untie the rope and toss it down.
Okay.
Is there any sort of like adjacent building or anything that I can?
Yeah, I mean, the buildings are all fairly close together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or here's an idea. Do you guys want to go unlock the door for me?
Okay, so
Okay.
you hear her call down. Are you guys gonna venture down into the main level?
Yeah.
Who's going down first?
Me.
Okay. So she wanders her way down, and you get to a corner, and it turns and it goes down, and it goes into a small lobby. You can see the front door straight ahead of you. To your left, you can see a little desk where there probably would be somebody manning it, with a little registry book on the desk. And you can see that there's a bar on the inside of the door that has been nailed on either side. So they clearly were barring that door. But that is what you see when you come down here. There's nobody else down here that you can see immediately. Why don't you make a perception check?
Okay. Ooh. Yep. So I have 22.
Okay. So Virginia, you set your foot down and you take a look around. You can scan it. Even though it's pitch black in here, you have dark vision, so it's not a problem. And you look to the very corner of the room and you hear a squeak. And you see a rat go up on its hind legs, and it's currently nibbling on some kind of crumbs, and it's watching you.
Is it a little rat or a big rat?
It's like that big.
Oh, I like rats a lot.
Okay.
So I start squeaking at it. Squeak, 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 squeak.
Okay. If a rat could be annoyed, it is.
Rats don't even make sound.
I really think that I can I can speak with rats. So I'm going to attempt to speak with small beasts.
So you're going to do your sign language again?
Yeah, squeak, 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 squeak. And I try to interpret its response.
Okay.
And I'm
Go
trying
ahead, make an insight check.
what is my insight again? I can't remember.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. 10.
So you make noises at the rat, and it just stands and stares at you. The only thing that you get out of that is that you sense that this rat probably has an intelligence above what you would normally expect. The way it regards you, and when you try to move, it moves back in a not really animalistic way.
And then I attempt to say again.
What are you two doing while she's doing these noises?
I want to go up and be like, I don't. Let me take over. Okay, so I'm gonna use my animal handling skills.
Okay.
To see if I can try to communicate with it, because like you said, it's like a much more developed rat.
Yeah.
And so.
So you can just make an animal handling to see if you can walk
see if
cautiously towards
exactly,
it? Okay.
if I can at least approach it.
Sure.
So I got 21.
So you get up close enough to it, and its back is now against the wall, and it's looking around as though looking for an escape, but it doesn't move, it doesn't run. How close do you want to get to this rat?
How far am I from it now?
You're like 10 feet away.
Okay.
You can get closer. You feel you can get closer, no problem.
About 5 feet away.
All right, so you get closer, and it goes down on both of its all fours, and it starts to move slowly towards you, like really slowly, inching towards you.
Like we might have a conversation.
That's how you want to interpret
Maybe
it.
I
That's your
should
prerogative.
cast my minor illusion as a big thing of cheese.
Rats are acting.
I love. She's yelling this from the rooftop. Petunia, do you still have food in your pack?
I gave most of it to the other rat. Okay. there's a drumstick I got somewhere. No one knows.
No one knows because the other guy was a vegetarian.
It was actually the rabbit that I was trying to talk to.
All right, so you grab the morsels of food.
And I put the food in front to let him as an offering.
Okay, so he goes and he just keeps creeping past it towards you. And it's looking right in your eyes as it creeps
It's
towards
looking
you.
right at me.
Yeah, and it's ignoring the food that you laid down. And it's getting to your foot. It's a few inches away from your foot, and it's continuing to crawl.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Spell time. Whoa.
So meanwhile, what are you doing? You're going to go back around the long way and...
If no one's opening the door for me, I guess I'm going to try to climb down off the eaves and get in the window.
Okay, make an athletics check. No advantage, though.
I know.
Oh, dang it.
5.
Okay.
No.
Oh, no.
So you're like, whoa, the rat's going, and all of a sudden you hear, whomp, as something falls from above and hits the ground.
Oh, yeah.
You take 5 points of damage as you land on your side.
I'm like, oh yeah! And then I try to go to open the door for
Okay,
her.
so it's nailed down. You try to rip it off if you want, if you make a strength check.
Please. Oh, guns.
13, 15.
All right. So Petunia just gets up underneath it and lifts with her shoulder and rips off this hammered down bar and throws it on the ground. You open the door and Leah is lying on her side with the wind knocked out of her, looking a little worse for wear.
There is a rat, sorry.
Okay, I'm just gonna saunter in, kind of hold my side and
Okay. You
drag myself
walk
to
into the room, close the door behind you. Or are you
Yes,
just,
close the door behind me.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to use my second spell of the day. And I'm going to try to speak with this rat.
Okay. So you cast the spell. Does it get a saving throw? Or is there any kind of...
It lasts for 10 minutes, and they can give me information about nearby locations, monsters. As long as their intelligence isn't too high, then they can kind of...
Do they get a saving throw, though?
Nope. That's it.
And if their intelligence isn't too high, it doesn't... If
It
it
says
is too high, it doesn't work?
It said the knowledge and awareness is limited by their intelligence.
Okay.
Oh, so what they know.
So what
is-
they know,
yeah.
right? So they can give us information about nearby locations and monsters, including what they have perceived or can perceive within the past day. And I might be able to persuade a beast to do a small favor.
Okay.
At your discretion.
So you cast this spell, and it stops right at your feet and looks up at you as you cast the spell, and you hear kind of all these voices go through as you can all of a sudden understand all these different languages, and you focus down on this creature, and it looks up at you. What do you say?
I hear that there's been a lot of death lately. Are you not afraid?
And it looks up at you, and it's this tiny, little creature. We are the blight. It comes. All of us, we come from the woods. And it's speaking in perfectly you understand it. There's no dumbing down. As you remember when you talked to the deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's talking in a way that you did not expect. It takes you back a little bit.
What do you want when you come? What are you coming for? What are you coming for? Okay. Whoa! Just repeating what the rat said. Okay.
Like the queen of phrasing.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm not even doing this on purpose.
That's the high. We've got 2 now, but that was definitely the best one. Okay.
You can't even contain yourself.
It all it says is, we are the new force. We are nature rising again, coming from the woods. All will be infested.
Infested with what?
And at that point, it goes back down onto its 4 legs, and it lunges at you.
Oh my god!
And it's gonna try to bite you.
Ew!
Oh, no.
Okay, what can I do? Can I...
What's-
Kick it!
Okay, make an initiative check. If you get higher,
Okay.
then you get to act before it does.
Okay. I'm like... Initiative
Yes.
is...
I think it's up by your-
At the top.
Oh, okay, so 9.
Nope.
No, oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
It goes first. What is your armor class?
13.
So it lunges up at your knee, which is covered in like a hide, kind of leathery armor that you've made, and it bites into it. You can feel its teeth biting, trying to get through, and its head is like wrangling around, and its back, his jaws are locked straight onto your armor, and he's trying to bite through, but he can't get through. What do? You guys all see this happen.
I want to try and grab it with my hands and take my rapier out.
Okay.
Do like.
All right. So you're gonna make a grapple check. You're gonna try to grab this thing. So go ahead, and I'm gonna give you advantage just because you're much larger than it. So go ahead and make 2 D20 rolls, and it gets to try to not be grabbed.
16.
And you add your strength,
14.
or minus it in the case of your character.
Yeah.
So 16 minus 1, 15.
16. Right?
Yeah.
Not
So
through
you.
twice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so
higher
you
of
guys-
the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay,
16
16
and
minus 1. Yeah,
So you reach out and you grab it and pull it off of her leg, and it's writhing around, and you can make an attack check on it.
Dang it. 1.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
But it gets
Okay.
an attack bonus.
Yeah, but a 1
Yeah.
is what's called, just like a 20 is like a critical
Oh,
hit. This is
yeah.
a fumble.
Oh my god.
So you
what is
pull it up in the air, and you jab the rapier. It kind of wiggles to the side, and you jam it through your own hand. You have to roll damage against yourself. I'll make it a D6 instead of a D8 though.
Oh my God.
D6.
Just a regular.
That's a, yeah, that one.
Oh, okay,
I did the same thing. It's like,
Nice.
yeah. 1.
So you put it
oh,
kind of through here on your hand. You put it through the tender fleshy bit, not right through the center. You're like, no! And as soon as it goes through, you're like, I should not have stabbed a rat in my hand. And it leaps down, and it goes onto the ground, and it starts scurrying to a corner. You can see that there's a little crack in the wood at the base of the floor that it's heading towards.
I'm going to try to catch it.
Okay? Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna throw a. I'm gonna throw a javelin at it.
Go ahead.
12.
Yes, you hit it. So she just hurls a giant javelin at it. It hits it right when it's about to go down the hole. Roll your damage.
Damage is a D6. 2.
And then add your dexterity.
My dex to it. Sorry. What's my dex? 3. So 5.
All right, so you pin it straight through the back of the neck, and it sticks right to the floor, and it had the good momentum. It just kind of spins around and stops as you pin its neck to the ground, and it's dead.
Nice.
I go and grab my javelin because I don't want to leave any behind.
Okay?
Okay.
I keep,
So grabbing my side and just like, the hell just happened?
okay, so
the rat's still on the end of my javelin too.
the rat said it's part of this group. He kept saying we are the blight, and that they were going to take over, and that they were going to be the new force. I think that they might be what was behind the dog and the attack, and
Okay,
he was way smarter than a rat.
yeah. Rats are pretty smart.
No, but he was really smart. Like he.
Can I please do a nature roll to see if I've ever encountered any sort of like animals behaving like this, or like something a little bit
Yeah,
higher than
you
a
sure
pack
can.
mentality? Also, I get advantage on intelligence rolls for info on animals because my favorite enemy is beasts.
Okay.
So 16.
So this is pretty unordinary. You've never heard of something like this. If it is, there's something magical happening here. This isn't something that would occur naturally. This isn't something that would just spread through nature on its own. There's something behind it. And there's something that is making these creatures smarter. You could even just the way the dog was acting, there's intelligence in those eyes. These animals are not just regular animals. They probably have human level intelligence.
Guys, I've tracked a lot of beasts in my time, and I can tell you this shit is not normal. It's gotta be some kind of weird magic something going on. Have any of you guys ever heard anything like this?
I heard of an evil puppy and a evil snow weasel, which I
Well,
killed.
we all know snow weasels are
Snow
evil.
weasels are horrible.
I know.
Would a history check qualify for? I mean,
since it's more, it could
magic,
be
right?
a religion check or an arcana check.
I'm not very good at either of those. Anyone?
What do you think?
No,
We're not a smart bunch.
We're not. We're like,
You've
got more than me. My modifier is 0.
Mine's also 0.
Okay,
You
well,
want to do it?
apparently.
Wow.
Somehow I end up being the smartest one all of a sudden.
Damn.
So you're making a what check, right?
I'm gonna make an arcana.
Okay.
10, so 11.
You have no clue.
Higher magic. Okay.
Yeah,
I
magic
think-
is something you have not really any experience in. You maybe the only experience you've had is probably killing a magic user, but you've never actually done any studying yourself.
I think we should ask them if we can be their bosses, and we can be the rat boss.
As much as I love that.
Sounds horrible.
Okay,
Well, let's try to seal up this hole so that at least we can
that's a good
be
idea.
safe here
All right.
tonight.
Yeah.
So there's like towels and blankets and stuff you can easily cram into this hole to block it up. But no problem.
So, here's the thing I'm wondering. This was nailed when you guys got in here? Nailed shut
Yeah.
from the inside?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And is this the only door to this place? Have we checked if
No.
there's anyone here?
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't.
So
Okay.
at that point, you look around this room. You've been so distracted with the super smart rat. You guys, when you came into this room to chase the rat down, this was like a small dining area that people kind of think of it like a bed and breakfast essentially. So there's a small dining area and then a small living room through just a open walkway. You go into that lounge area, and to the left there is a small door that's underneath the staircase.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
All right.
Okay, so you knock on the door. Make a perception check.
24.
Okay, so you knock and you listen real close to the door, and you can hear someone is very, very clearly trying to hide that they're breathing heavily inside. But you can hear it.
Okay. Hello? Whoever's in there, I just want to let you know you're safe. We chased off that rat.
Maybe he's a rat. Are you a rat?
Are you a rat?
There's no answer coming from in there. And whoever's in there, you can just hear it with that perception check. They're pretty... They're terrified.
Okay. Hey, Van. Do you
Yeah.
want... I'm gonna open this door really nice and carefully. I need you to be as sweet and kind to whoever is in here as possible and try to make them feel comfortable. Is that okay?
All
so
right,
you're going to
that's
open the door and
perfect.
you're going to stand there and try to...
Be
Okay.
pretty.
Yeah.
Charm them.
Yeah.
Persuasive.
Okay. So I'm gonna slowly open the door.
Okay.
Alright.
As you open the door, you can make a perception check.
All right.
5 and 1, 6.
So the door opens and all you see is looks like a woman maybe in her mid-30s, and she's very disheveled. She clearly has not been taking care of herself for the last few days. She's got her hair's all kind of crazy, and there's a bad smell in this room. That's the first thing you notice is the smell. But she moves so quick, you don't even have a second to comprehend what she does, and she lunges at you with a blade.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Here you go, Ben.
Can I do anything to
It
help?
happens so quick. You're kind of back a bit, so
I
you
am
don't have
behind,
it. She's the
yeah.
first person that could have seen, and you get it right in the belly, and you take 4 points of damage.
Oh my god.
And she pulls it out. As that happens, you can all make a perception check now.
She's at
20.
1.
I'm dying.
Okay, 18.
Okay.
7. I was so
So
upset.
18. What did you get? What did Van get?
Oh, I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't, okay.
18, 19.
And
20.
okay, so the three of you don't notice. You're like, oh my god! You get it right in the gun, and she pulls it out. You clutch at your belly, and you're shocked but as the blade comes out, it
Silver.
glints. You can see it's silver. And she watches you, and other than the fact you got gutted, there's no other adverse reaction that happens to you. And she kind of looks around confused, and then she looks at you, and she goes to slash at you.
Okay, can I, like, dodge or just skip back?
I mean, you can just, but you could just activate a dodge so that she would have to roll twice. What's your armor class?
14.
All right, so she lunges straight at you, and you're already back on your haunches. You're like waiting for that, and you just knock her hand away, and the knife just kind of scatters up her hand. She's really weak, like she doesn't have a lot of energy. She looks emaciated. She's just like gaunt, and the knife skitters away, and she falls over onto her side, exhausted.
Okay, can I just kind of try to catch her before she hits the ground? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, grab onto her and be
All
like,
right.
whoa, you okay?
She looks up. Silver, it didn't hurt you, had it? Who are you?
My name's Leah. We're traveling here. We're looking for the mayor, Akila.
I'm Keela. Who sent you?
Scout did. From the woods, the druid guy?
I know, Scout. And she tries to like sit up. She just looks bad. Like she hasn't even had water. Like she's probably not left that room in a few days.
Okay. I have like a traveler's pack has enough food and water. Just give her my canteen or water pouch.
So you slowly administer water, and she takes whatever food and slowly eats it. This place isn't safe. You have to get out of here. Everyone else left when they could, but I stayed. Now I've been stuck. Those animals, they're haunting this place. I can't get away.
Well, we're gonna do our best to help you get out of here, but first you need to just have some water, try to rest. We're gonna try our best to take care of things.
So she nods, and she looks like she's very gracious to have people that don't react badly to silver weapons, but she looks like she's like letting down her guard a little bit. Where have you come from?
Scout's place.
We came from Scouts in the woods, but before
Is he
that...
okay? Is Scout okay? I haven't seen him. I was hoping that he didn't get caught by the animals. I don't even know if it's affecting him yet.
No, tell me, he is totally fine. You should see that guy with a club. He smacks some guy's brains out. He's fine.
Yeah, he likes that club. He drops it a lot, though. He's a bit clumsy. Well, you're not going to find safety here. I suggest you turn back, go home. This place is lost. But thank you for saving me. Can you take me back to maybe Lyra Bar?
We're trying to find a cure for her. And I
A
point
cure?
out- Yeah.
But she's okay. I'm sorry about that, by the way.
Well,
I had to be sure.
worries.
Now we gotta find another cure.
Well, I think she's
Second cure.
okay because the silver didn't react to her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I'm
still
fine.
dying.
Yeah, no, I know she's dying now after
I'm
that.
not that okay, guys.
She's,
Still
you know.
So, what do you mean she's okay?
She would have reacted if she was infected with whatever it is these animals have.
Okay, so
All right.
that knife was silver?
Yeah, and she points at it. She's like, yeah.
Where did you get that from?
Someone in town had it.
And it's been working so far? Have you tried it on anyone else? Not that I suggest you go stabbing people, but...
Apparently, one of the woodsmen said that it worked on one of the animals that attacked him.
Ah, the woodsman.
No, but you attacked her, seeing that she was not an animal. So
But they look like people, and sometimes they look like animals. Sometimes they look like both.
The Cronenbergs.
Yeah.
Do you know where we can get more weapons?
She's like, no, I got this from that woodsman, and I don't know.
Let's go back to Scout. He's behind it. I'm not gonna say why I put it all together.
He's behind what?
All this. It's
She's like,
Scout.
I don't think Scout would have anything to do with it. We're friends of his. Why would he do this to us?
How? Scout.
Well, I don't
anything more to add to that, feel free. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab that silver blade and give it a look over. Is there anything else, like, can I...
It's, so basically it's a regular dagger that you can see that there's like pieces of it already chipping off, that someone has just coated it with silver. It's not a silver made weapon. Okay. So the more it's used, the more it'll flake off and eventually be rendered useless in that capacity, but it's good enough for now.
Okay. This is like an inn. People pay to stay here, or like.
Yeah, it's where we put. I kind of oversee this. Well, what used to be our settlement, but it's kind of a temporary place when new people come in for work, when we have heavy volume, when we have to move out, and then for the people that bring the wagons in to bring the timber down to Larabar. But obviously, there's nobody here now.
Okay. I think.
Where are you going exactly?
That's a good question.
It was here.
Why are you here? What would bring you all the way out to our little village? Are you looking
Kindred
for work?
Spirits.
We're part of a following called Kindred Spirits, and we're on our journey to become a maven, and they told us to follow the trail along here past this village, and that
you're not the first people to come through here. There's two people about a week and a half ago that came through heading through our town to head further north, and we tried to tell them those woods not safe, but they kept on going. I think they were part of that, the Kindred Spirits. I think I remember them overhearing. I work out of this place, and they were staying here for the night, and I heard them talking about it.
What did they say?
That they were on some kind of spiritual mission. I mean, they talked pretty quietly. I didn't want to eavesdrop too much, but I was concerned, We don't see many people go that far north. Most people around these parts who are from around here know to stay away from the woods.
Well, why? What's up north?
Oh, I don't know. Some people say it's haunted, but something to do with some kind of elven pact made a long time ago. But no one really believes it. But why risk it, right? I mean, who knows?
Okay, so I'm gonna, while everyone's talking, start scrounging around, see if I can find any silver coins, silver, like dishware or anything like that.
All right. So, she's like, as you're kind of rummaging around, she's like, unfortunately, we don't have any more. I would have found it myself, but it's straight old copper, brass, nothing that we can really, that's useful. I haven't actually tried it on them. Maybe it does work. I don't know. But silver seems to work pretty good. It's a good way of indicating whether or not someone's infected, at the very least.
Well, we know we can harm them without silver. But I don't want to leave this lady unhanded, have no weapon or anything to defend herself.
Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not Scout. Maybe it's the elves up north. So maybe we should give this lady to a Scout. Then we go up north.
Is there...
Yeah, we can't leave her alone.
Yeah, we can't leave her alone, but she's looking pretty worse for wear right now.
She probably needs to rest, get some strength before we can take her out.
Did you come across anyone else? I mean, I've been here for a few days, but...
Well, we think we might have found someone... We found someone earlier. He was really... He was a young man, right? Was he early 20s?
He was a young guy who was hanging out...
He said he'd been working in the woods.
He's the owner of that knife.
I don't think so. The silver one? I don't know. I got that from a woodsman who left a few days ago.
We're talking about the rat man.
Yeah, he had a knife right on that size.
Oh, he was missing a knife.
Oh, it probably could have been him. He was missing a knife. That's right.
He was a new person that came to. He came about a day before those two people that I mentioned, the man and the woman who were going up north. But yeah, I don't know what his name was. He was only here for a few days, and then
his name is dead. He's dead.
Petunia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But there is another guy who's staying in one of the first houses on this road down here as well. He's been hiding out. I don't know, other than that, if there's anybody else who's been.
So you give her a basic description of it. She's like, "Oh, that's Levi. I'm so glad that he's alive. He can probably get me out of here. Does he seem okay?"
He seemed fine to me. He's been keeping pretty quiet.
Okay. Didn't stab him with silver first, did you?
No.
Okay, I can handle that.
Obviously.
What's this lady's name?
It's just the Aquila.
Aquila.
Oh, she is Aquila.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to get out of this town. If you have any questions, that's fine, but I really want to leave.
Okay.
I'll get Levi and we'll head back down the road and get to Lyravar.
Is there anywhere in this town where we can get supplies?
Yeah, if you want to risk it. Those animals, they've got eyes everywhere. Whatever you see, any kind of animal, it's probably infected with whatever it is.
So any of the birds as well?
Probably.
Okay.
Are they safe to eat still?
Petunia.
We have to eat.
I don't know. I wouldn't
don't
risk
think
it.
They,
I don't
I
think
think
we should eat
when
them.
they bite you, I think that's how it passes. So if you eat it, it might be the same.
What are we supposed to eat?
Vegetables, I hear those are pretty good.
And then the worst adventure ever.
Okay, so if we can get Aquila just down the street, then hopefully she'll be safe there. They can get out of town. Then we can figure out what the heck to do with these animals.
Okay.
All right.
So you escort her towards that door, and she knocks on it, and she calls out, and he looks. He's like, I'm not opening this door till I see that silver doesn't hurt any of you. I know what's up. Come on, prove
She's
it.
already been stabbed.
She's been stabbed.
I am
Okay,
fine, sir.
sure, right. Okay, let's see it. Cut your arms, each of you.
I'll do it.
All right, so you cut and nothing happens. You guys all do it.
Yeah, we've got a little bit.
All right, so I'm not gonna take any damage. You just do a little slice, and so does Keela. And he opens the door, and basically Keela says, "These people have saved me, and I'm gonna leave town. I think you should come with me."
Slice his arm.
So she does, and he puts out his arm. Nothing happens to him. So they basically, unless you have any more questions for them, he has the same story. Yeah, like the animals here are fucking crazy.
Do you have any silver stuff laying around the house that we can borrow?
Maybe something upstairs, like an old coffee pot or something like that.
Okay. Do we have any sort of tools that we can melt that down, coat our weapons?
Yeah, if you took some time to do it, for sure.
And if he's been safe here long enough, then we're probably fine
Yep.
for a while.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, just make sure to lock the door, but I've secured all of the hidey holes that any animals could come in through.
And we need to get you fixed up.
And
Yeah.
me, I fell off the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's like limping.
So at that point, the two of them, they hit the road and they wander off, and he's kind of leading the way. He's got a lantern. They're both human, so they're guided by the lantern light, and you can see the light kind of fade as they go further south down the road, deeper into the woods, and then they're gone. You guys have a nice secure place. Do you guys want to rest for the night and heal up and
Yes.
take watches and such?
Yep.
Because then you can recover your spells and stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. Do a healing
so
spell.
well, how many hit points do you?
1.
1?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just say you guys rest up and heal your hit points back. You're back to full. You would tend with your medicine pouch. You would tend to wounds, and you keep an eye on your wife. She doesn't seem to be affected by that bite. In fact, it starts to by the claw marks. You don't see any infection growing. You're pretty sure you got it. The scars are still there though. And the morning rolls around. Nothing happens at night. Who is going to be on first and last watch?
I'll go on first watch,
Okay.
and I want to melt down some silver and tip all my arrows while I'm in it.
Okay. All right. So you do that.
I can work
for...
on their stuff too, I guess, if I'm up.
Yeah.
So with it was basically a coffee pot. With that, you can coat 5 arrows and a small blade.
Okay. Who has a small? Oh, yes.
I mean, technically, you would need a forge of some kind, but fuck it.
I have a
He
long
had
sword,
one.
so- I have a long sword, so.
Yeah.
Rapier,
She's
dagger.
got a dagger.
Dagger.
A dagger and 5 arrows. Okay.
Yeah, you need to protect yourself.
All right. So who's on the last watch?
I will be. Yeah.
You're on the last watch. Okay. So you're sitting. So it's like a 2-level place. You're up in the upper level, just watching out through the window, and you see a raven come and perch right at the window, and just looks right at you at the window. You've got the curtains closed, but you can see the shadowed form of this bird, and it starts cawing outside the window. What do you do? This is as everyone else is starting to get up. and or come out of their trances or their sleep.
Okay, so everyone's starting to wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. I quickly tell everyone to, guys, be really still. There's a bird outside, and I think
There's a bird.
The scariest thing ever.
I don't want them to know we're here.
Okay. So you all pipe down. What do you do?
And so the curtain's there. Can I try to sneak to the side and
Yeah.
see if it has like more birds?
Sure. Yeah. So you don't even have to make a check. You just kind of look through it.
Right.
And as you do, the raven looks straight at you and it sees you. It's
Again.
looking right at you.
Okay.
You can make an intuition check on this one.
Okay. Intuition is this.
Wisdom based.
12.
So you're not getting the same vibes from this bird that you did with the dog and the weird rat man Cronenberg creature.
Oh.
In fact,
It's a good
its presence is it's completely different. You weirdly feel like it's a protector.
Oh.
Oh, what about Scout's birds? All the ones that were perched up on his house when we first got there.
These must be one of Scout's birds.
So it looks at you until you get that realization, and then it goes up and starts kind of flying. You can see it goes up to a tree, and it's just watching over the town right now.
Is it just one bird?
Yep.
I think we should follow the bird.
I think it's probably trying to give us a safe path, maybe.
Yeah.
To the town.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go out to the street.
Yep. Pack up our stuff.
All right.
Go.
So you pack up your stuff, gather your gear, you head out into the street in the break of day, and it's a little bit more open here, so the sun actually comes through. The canopy opens up above you, and this is really the first you've seen it because it was dark when you got here.
Yeah.
And as soon as you come out to the street, the bird takes off and starts to go. It flies about eye level and just goes down the street further north.
Okay, so I think we should follow it, but like in a sort of formation.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead at the front.
Okay.
Bow ready.
Okay. Who's at the back?
I'll be at the back.
Okay. So you start to follow the bird, and it every once in a while gets pretty far ahead, and then it'll go up into a tree and sit and make, caw, caw, and then it'll pop back down again and keep going. And you can all make perception checks as you start to go deeper into the woods, and that fog starts to become very prevalent. It's starting to obscure your vision on both sides of this trail that stops being a wagon trail and starts to narrow down. You can see that this is probably, you've passed the point now where they would cut trees and bring them back into the town where the wagons would go up. You've passed that trail and you're going deeper in, and the trail goes down almost to an animal trail, and the fog starts to rise up on either side of you and further into the distance. It's getting more obscure, but the bird is always just at the edge of the fog. So perception checks, what do you got?
15.
Yeah, I got 15.
7.
11.
All right, so the pair of you, the only thing that you notice is that every once in a while you can hear and very, very vaguely see the outline of a dog in and out of the fog to the right side of you. It'll kind of come into view, just the shadow of it, and then it disappears again into the fog, and you can hear it scruffing around out there and a little bit in the distance.
You sure we're supposed to follow this bird?
Well, it's leading us to. I think as long as we stay away from the fog, because the dog would have attacked us by now.
That's a good point.
I agree.
Okay. So you continue on for a couple hours, and the bird keeps going, and the path gets fairly rocky, and you can see that the animal trail starts to go into a bit of a ravine, and the stone and dirt rises up on either side of you, and the trees are getting thicker above you, and the vines you can see crawling down into this stony ravine that you're walking in. And you continue on for pretty much the entire day, and that bird constantly at your side. And you guys are paying attention now. You're hearing more animals. Not just dogs, but you're hearing other things out there. And every once in a while you hear in the far distance a wolf howl as the night slowly starts to set in. And eventually the trees start to fade, and you come up out of that ravine, and the fog starts to part as you come to this opening, and it is literally like the trees just fade away and open to this giant plain. And as you come out and the sun is just starting to set and it kind of bursts out because you've come out of the canopy of the forest, you can see in the distance the sun lights this rocky outcropping in the distance across a river. And this is what you see. Not this.
We're back at the village.
No! You see this. This ancient cat-like face carved into the side of a rock. And you can see that there is a waterfall, and you can see this darkness behind it as though there is something beyond it. And yeah, that is what you see as you come out of the woods, and the bird goes and flies and perches right on the tip of the nose of the cat. And that is where we'll end tonight.
Ooh.
Interesting.
All right, so that was the first episode. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I think the plan is to keep doing it every Monday. We'll probably have to take a bit of a break for the holidays coming up. But, yeah, thanks again. How do you guys feel? Good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Go team.
very brief combat. I actually had something planned, but
Yeah, we even
didn't
had
go
little
that way.
minis.
Yeah.
We were ready.
That's okay.
We'll pick it up the same time next week, Monday at 8 p.m. and I will do a GM's Corner. Maybe about 7:45. I might change it up, but we'll be posting about it. And yeah, if you guys like what you see, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll see you guys next week as well.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks, guys. I hope you had fun.
All right. Good night.
Bye.